This is my family history project. I'm the daughter of Rob and Debbie Chester and the granddaughter of Susan and Toshio Nishi. Some things I enjoy doing are listening to music, sitting on the swing at the park, and drawing. I didn't know much about Japanese culture or my family. Only stories my grandparents had told me, things we had learned about in church, or what food was a part of our culture because we would usually eat traditional Japanese food on Christmas dinners or birthdays. When I was 8 years old, I joined karate, another part of Japanese culture that was really interesting to learn about. I did know a bit about Japanese culture, but I wanted to learn more about my family's history, and I'll be sharing with you some of the things that I learned. Starting with Kenkichi Onagi. Kenkichi Onagi was born into a long line of samurai class background. He left his lifestyle behind by departing for Canada on March 31st, 1919. After coming to Canada, he purchased a tract of land in Maple Ridge, BC. In 1924, he returned to Canada after establishing a homestead on his property to share with a new family. He was married in Japan to Fuku Kurihara. He and Fuku returned to Canada in 1925. Upon returning to Canada, he and Fuku started to clear their land and start a fruit growing operation. With the start of World War II, the family was just given hours to pack a bag, and the family was taken to Hastings Park, a racetrack in Vancouver. At the time, the family was given an uncleaned horse stall to live in. Being fluent in English, he acted as the go-between the Japanese community and the authorities, as well as the executive of the CCF party. CCF became the NDP party, as the CCF was the only political party that advocated for Canadians of Japanese descent. In time they were given a choice: be deported to Japan or be shipped inland to work in servitude to the sugar beet farmers. The Onagi family became workers on the sugar beet farm of the Carriers, located between St. Pierre-Joli and Otterbourne, Manitoba. This is actually a video of me walking there. I live only about 30 minutes away from where the farm was located. Fuku Kurihara. Fuku also came from a family of wealth, her family owning, among other things, a small railway as well as a chain of kabuki theaters. A large portion was lost during the Great Kanto earthquake of 1923. After the earthquake, the family sold off much of the remaining properties to help buy construction material for all the homeless. In early 1925, she married Kenkichi after an arranged marriage between the Onagi family and the Kurihara family. She had 6 children, all at home and far from medical care and assistance. When they were allowed to move to Winnipeg, they moved to Smith Street. Aster Kanako Onagi. She was the eldest child of Kenkichi and Fuku. She was also my great-grandmother. She was working as a housekeeper and met Masatoshi Nagamori once in Winnipeg. They got married May 5, 1945, at the Winnipeg courthouse. They lived on St. Eustache for a short while, then moved to Winnipeg and lived on Smith Street next door to Fuku and Kenkichi. They had 6 children: Larry, Susan, Donna, Daryl, Cheryl, and Karen. They had 7 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren.
I'm Susan Nishi. I am the second eldest of Mas and Aster Nagamori's 6 children. I was born on September 2nd, 1948. I received my education in Winnipeg and worked for 1 year at the Manitoba telephone system. I then took a stenographer's course and received a job working for the Prudential Insurance Company of America, where I worked for 10 years before starting a family. I met my husband Toshio in March of 1969, and we got married on September 11th, 1971. We raised a family of 4 children: Wendy, Debbie, Stephen, and Tracy. I then did some short-term office work once my youngest child, Tracy, became 12. And in 1995, I went to work with Toshio in the family-owned business, Nishi Sexing Business, until 2011 when I retired.
Susan Nishi's second oldest child, my mom, got married to my dad in 2005, and then 2 years later, there was me. I was born April 26, 2007, then my brother, who was born August 23, 2010, and then finally my sister, who was born July 26, 2012. I wanted to learn about my family's history, and I definitely did. Some of the things I learned about were very sad to hear, but it's important to know those things. I'm glad I know more about my family, and I'm very appreciative of all the things my ancestors had to go through for me to be here today. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.